Yo guys, it's Slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you my team analysis for Week 11, the final week of the Pokemon Premier League. This has been Season 2, and this week we are playing Alex, otherwise known as Once You've Been At, and the Celta Deino. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, because I always do it wrong, or whatever. But, yeah, so we're taking on Alex. He's a cool dude, a good friend of mine, and he's in second place right now on the league table. Of course, every week we start on the league table to keep you updated as to what is happening. We are in 5th, which is not bad at all, and if things go our way, we could actually end up in 2nd by the end of the next week. So, you know, we'll see. That's being super optimistic and not realistic. So, you know, we'll have to see how that is. But this match is actually pretty important. Not necessarily important for us, but very important to our opponent, Alex. If the Parasect Germain lose this week and Alex wins, Alex will win the PPL. There's like a very good chance of that happening. Now say like if RTK wins like 6-0 and then Alex wins like 1-0, then RTK, the Portland Timbers, they'll have a higher differential. But it's more likely that if they both win with like a similar differential, Alex would be above. Of course, if Shroomraver wins, then that's the end of the discussion there. So while this isn't important for us, this season I had a couple goals. I wanted to get a better record than last season, which I did. I wanted to end the season with a winning record, which we will. So we basically accomplished all of our goals, and so I wanted to originally just kind of bring some silly stuff and bring, what were some things that I wanted? I wanted to bring a Metronome on Kecleon. I wanted to bring a special Scizor. There were a couple other things that I really wanted to do for this match. However, this match has pretty big implications for Alex, and I feel that if anybody is going to win the PPL, that they should have to earn their place. Therefore, I'm giving my all. I'm giving 100%, and if Alex wants that title, or a chance at that title, he's going to have to play his absolute best to take us down, because we're not going down without a fight. So, that is where we stand at the league table. I hope you guys are hyped for this very final week of the PPL. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the team that we are going to be bringing against Alex. So we have a nice little mishmash of things and stuff on our team. I'm actually omitting a couple of what you would think would be really big threats, being Kyurem and Scizor, as well as Scrafty, who pulled through last week. Scrafty is a monster. But let's quickly go over Alex's team. Alex's stupid, crazy team. His team consists of Mega Ampharos, Nidoking, Skarmory, Seismitoad, Magmortar, Uxie, Bastiodon, Staraptor, Floatzel, Vileplume, and Hariyama. And this is probably one of the scarier teams that I've had to build for. He has a lot of threats that can attack you from a lot of different angles. He's got some fantastic wall breakers, Nidoking and Staraptor. He's got just really good offense, but then he has really good underrated defense. Things that can take hits. Mega Ampharos is very hard to take down. Uxie, same thing, as well as Hariyama. Now, the good thing about this is that he doesn't have a lot of recovery on those mons, as well as nothing that can wish pass. However, he has enough offense to where he doesn't really need that, because he can out-offense his opponents before they can take down his defensive stuff, his mons, and all that good stuff. So it was interesting trying to build a team, but and I didn't really find any specific weaknesses or anything like that. The one thing that stands out to me is that I really have nothing to take on Staraptor. I really don't. If Staraptor comes in, I basically need to sack something off and then bring in an answer to it, because that's literally all I have. So we're gonna have to play really smartly around the Staraptor, but I feel like I can deal with everything else. And let's go ahead and talk about that. So we'll just go in order because there's nothing special. I did decide to bring Invincibility Kecleon. I'm going to bring it with a Muscle Band with the Protean ability with Fake Out, Sucker Punch, Stealth Rock, and Drain Punch, 172 HP, max attack, Adamant, and 84 speed. That is enough speed to outspeed a Hariyama that has no speed investment. This will also enable us to outspeed Mega Ampharos as well as Vileplume, assuming both have no speed investment, or if Mega Ampharos has minimal speed investment. So, I don't really think Vileplume is really coming to this match, but, you know, you never know. I had to bring Kecleon because I need some priority. I could have brought Scizor as well, but Scizor just gets hard stopped by Skarmory. That's actually the reason why I thought about bringing a special Scizor, but then, you know, a regular Scizor would be better against the rest of his team. But I think Kecleon can really help out with the Staraptor, as well as just a couple other threats. I wanted to put Muscle Band because I didn't want to take recoil from Life Orb just by going for Fake Out and stuff. So Fake Out, Sucker Punch can do a good chunk to, like, the mixture of those two can do a good chunk to a lot of Alex's team. And if any of his mons are in, like, revengeable range, you know, we can do that as well. This could really help taking out Staraptor. This can really help taking out things like Mega Ampharos. Drain Punch does a good chunk of damage to most of his team because Kecleon is a monster. So I'm really hoping this pulls through. I think Stealth Rocks are going to be important because, like I said, his mons don't really have recovery outside of Skarmory. So if I can whittle them down slowly with Stealth Rocks and forcing him to switch, then it'll be great for us. So that's going to be the goal, kind of. And I think Kecleon can really help. We needed the priority because I don't really have a lot of things faster than Staraptor. And yeah, everything else should be okay-ish with. So we'll see. Next up, we do have Man, the Rotom Heat with the Life Orb, Overheat, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Grass, Dark Pulse, max special attack, max speed, Timid with the remaining 4 in special defense. Rotom Heat really just runs through Alex's team. And because Alex has a slow team, I think at this point of the season his team might even be slower than mine. That might be a stretch. But we're pretty similar in terms of speed, which means that Rotom Heat can actually outspeed almost all of his team. It doesn't outspeed Floatzel, and it doesn't outspeed Staraptor or Mortar, or like a max speed Uxie, but I don't think he's going to bring a max speed Uxie. It'll be defensive if he brings it, so, you know, we would outspeed that. I had to go max speed Timid to outspeed a Nidoking, if it's modest Life Orb, or, I mean, even Timid Life Orb. Nidoking, we will outspeed because Nidoking's base speed is 85. So I went full speed Timid, but the Life Orb, it's just great. Volt Switch gives me a really good initiative. And then, of course, I'm able to, you know, if I Volt Switch, he predicts that and goes into Seismitoad, or he goes into Nidoking, I can actually switch up my moves because I'm not Choice. That's why I didn't want to be Choice Specs, which I almost brought, and I didn't really need Scarf. I could bring Scarf for Staraptor, but he does bring Scarf Staraptor a good bit, so, you know, if he brings that and I bring Scarf Rotom, then it becomes literally pointless. So I decided to go with Life Orb, just in case, you know, he predicts a Volt Switch right, or, you know, he predicts another move right, and then I can just switch up my moves. Dark Pulse hits Uxie pretty well. Hidden Power Grass, specifically for Seismitoad, because it just does a lot of damage. So, Rotom Heat is going to be a big part of this team this week, and I have to be really careful with it. I'm pretty sure Alex is going to be able to get up rocks, so there's really nothing I can do to stop that. He has Nidoking, Skarmory, Seismitoad, Uxie, and Bastiodon, all which get Stealth Rocks. Skarmory, most likely is Rocker. Also, Seismitoad and Uxie are very possible things as well, and I can't stop them from getting rocks up, and I didn't bring Scizor, so I don't have hazard removal, so I just have to be really careful with Rotom Heat, because a mixture of rocks and Life Orb recoil could bring me down very quickly. So we're just going to have to play smart around that. And then we move on to our next bond, which is Meloetta, the Meloetta, because I'm scared to give it a nickname, whatever. Assault Vest with Serene Grace, of course, because you have to get Serene Grace, duh. And Psychic Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, and U-Turn. Max HP, max special attack, modest, 4 in special defense. I actually have an answer to standard Nidoking. What? Nidoking can't do any more than, I want to say, 33% with max HP Assault Vest. Now this is special. I'm talking about the standard, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and like coverage moves. The coverage moves to hit Psychic types is Shadow Ball. However, Meloetta is part normal type, so I can't get hit with Shadow Ball, which means that there is no super effective move that Nidoking gets on the special side to take out Meloetta. So if he brings a full special Nidoking, we can stop it with Meloetta. Psychic is a guaranteed OHKO on Nidoking, which is great. Energy Ball, I think, is a guaranteed OHKO on Seismitoad, plus we will outspeed unless it's a max speed Seismitoad or a lot of speed Seismitoad. Shadow Ball hits Uxie, and U-Turn is just really good for initiative. The thing we're going to have to watch out for, of course, is going to be Sucker Punch on the Nidoking. Because I'm going to switch Meloetta in the first time he brings in Nidoking, but if he does hit me with like an Earth Power, Sucker Punch, like I'll be in range for a Sucker Punch to take me out. I thought about bringing like a Cobra Berry, but then I just don't have enough special bulk to really tank. Like if I did that, I'd have to bring max HP, max special defense Cobra Berry, and then I just wouldn't have the offensive investment that I want to be able to hit his team hard. We have to play kind of offensively this game. Try and like put pressure on him, put him on the back foot before he puts us on the back foot, because his mods are just really are able to do that to us. So hopefully we can deal with that. I can hope that he doesn't bring Sucker Punch on Nidoking. I'm gonna have to scout for it, and if he doesn't have it, then we will have a pretty easy way to take out the Nidoking. So Meloetta can also take hits from Magmortar pretty easily, as well as can switch into Mega Ampharos if I need it to be. Of course, I'd rather not have Meloetta be the only thing that switches into all of these threats, but it's there as an option. So the next mon is going to be Ninja Kermit, the Greninja, the Torrent Greninja, of course, with the Choice Scarf, with Ice Beam, U-Turn, Extra Sensory, and Dark Pulse. So this has 52 HP, max special attack, modest, and 204 in speed. Now, the reason I'm bringing Scarf Greninja is, like I mentioned before, Staraptor, he does like to bring Scarfed a lot, and if he brings that Scarfed, I have nothing to outspeed it. There's nothing else in my team that has a base speed of over 100, it's just Greninja. So I'm bringing the Scarf Greninja to outspeed any of his Scarfers. Ice Beam does a lot to Staraptor. It doesn't OHKO it, surprisingly, which is stupid in my opinion. But it's fine. We can do a lot. I think Ice Beam plus recoil damage from like Brave Bird or whatever, since that is a guaranteed OHKO on Greninja, I think that'll take it out. So we'll have to kind of play the we're gonna have to kind of scout to see what we want to do. Greninja's probably gonna be my lead because it is a Scarfer. I can literally outspeed everything. He also I don't want to sound stupid before I say this, he doesn't have the most amount of priority. He has Hariyama. Floats him like an Aqua Jet. I don't know if he even runs that very much. And then of course Sucker Punch on like Nidoking. So he doesn't have a lot of priority, which means that I can just get off a lot of like small chip damage. U-Turn is going to be really good for initiative. Extra Sensory can hit Vileplume and Hariyama. I mean, Ice Beam can also hit Vileplume, but Extra Sensory hits a lot of his mons neutrally, and Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse hits things and stuff. It hits Uxie. I obviously have a lot of coverage for Uxie because the thing is just so bulky. So yeah, that's basically Greninja. I want to outspeed all of his stuff that could be speedy. I guess the thing that would outspeed would be a Scarf Floatzel, but I don't expect him to bring that, so we're not gonna worry too much about that. I think we should be able to deal with Floatzel if it does indeed come. So the next bond that we have is going to be Ramen the Tangela with the Eviolite, max HP, max defense, bold, the remaining 4 in special attack. Leaf Seed, Sleep Powder, Knockoff, Toxic, pretty standard to what I usually bring, a physically defensive Tangela. This is the only thing that can switch into a Hariyama. Of course, if the Hariyama is banded, then I just don't have a switch in. But there's not much I can do about that. But Tangela can switch in. Actually, I think Tangela can switch into a banded Hariyama, like close combat or Ice Punch. However, Hariyama gets knockoff, so it has a very high chance of being able to knock off my Eviolite in this game. But without an Eviolite, I can still take on an Assault Vest Adamant Hariyama. Close combat does the most damage. It does like 45%, which means, you know, if I'm careful with my health, with, you know, Regenerator. Oh, the ability's Regenerator, not Chlorophyll, by the way. I don't know why I didn't change that. But obviously I'm not bringing Chlorophyll Tangela. So, like, with the Regenerator health, I can keep my health up. Even if it gets to a point where my Eviolite does get knocked off, I can switch in. If he doesn't have speed investment, I do outspeed, and maybe I can put him to sleep. I can start elite seeding. I can knock off, you know, if he's choice banded, I can knock off a choice band. Obviously, I don't want to toxic the Hariyama, but I could toxic anything else that comes in. I would love to get a toxic off on Uxie or Mega Ampharos, or Seismitoad. There's just so many things that I'd be super down to toxic. So I just thought it was a good coverage move. Tangela's not going to be getting off a lot of damage. I don't really need damaging moves. So also, I don't know why there would be 4 in special attack. There might as well be 4 in attack and go Impish, because I don't have any special attacks. I have knockoff, so you're gonna have 0. Why'd I put in 0? Just delete it. So okay, so I guess it's gonna be Impish, because my only attack is knockoff, but it doesn't really matter. This is defense. This is something that can just sponge hits. Also, anything else he brings physical, Tangela can be brought in. You know, if I just need to absorb some Volt Switch damage from Mega Ampharos or U-turn damage from Uxie, I can, you know, take the damage and then switch right back out. And it'll be like nothing ever happened. So, Tangela, I think, could put in work. I wasn't going to bring it, but because it's the only thing that can switch into Hariyama, I needed to. So, the last mon that we're bringing is going to be Akbar, the Gardevoir, which is going to be especially defensive Gardevoir, max HP, max special defense, calm, remaining forward special attack with Wish, Protect, Moonblast, and Thunderbolt with the Synchronize ability. Just in case he has Toxic on something like Uxie, or basically any status on Uxie, I can synchronize it back. Any other sort of status that he has on any of his mons aren't going to affect him. You know, if you paralyze him with Mega Ampharos, like, he's not going to get paralyzed. If you burst it with Magmortar, same thing. So, that's the main problem with Synchronize, is a lot of mons that run status like status that they can't be affected by. So, but there's really no point in Trace either. There's really nothing on his team that I would want to Trace and be able to take advantage of. Other than maybe tracing Seismitoad's Water Absorb as it goes for Scald, and then I get health back, but just the chances of that happening are so slim, it's ridiculous. So I don't think it matters too much. You know, it is what it is. And yeah, so special defensive Gardevoir is just another thing to take hits from Mega Ampharos. If I can predict correctly, maybe switching on Nidoking, probably not going to. This will probably be my main switch into Magmortar. That way I don't have to have Meloetta do all of that. And it's just to Wish Protect. Because I need Wish Passing mostly for Assault Vest Meloetta, which is a threat to Alex, as well as to the Rotom Heat. Both can do a lot offensively, but they don't, you know, they're not able to necessarily be around the longest without any sort of support. So Gardevoir is here to support them, and all that good stuff. So, and then Moonblast does a lot. Thunderbolt is for Skarmory, so now I have 2 ways to take out Skarmory, and hoping it works. So, yeah, we're gonna do our best. We are going to try and win. If we win, we'll have 7 wins, which will be great. We'll be at least in the top 5 because we're in 5th place right now. We're not going any lower if we win. And we'll play spoiler if we win, because then Alex has no chance of winning the title. Like I said, if he wants to win the title, he's gonna have to earn it. He's gonna have to go through us, and we're not gonna let him get it easily. So, you know, we're gonna do our best. Make sure you stick around for the battle, which will be up either later today or tomorrow, depending on when things happen. I know I'm having the battle a little late this week, so, you know, things and stuff. So, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about our team and our chances and how you have enjoyed this season. This will be our last battle for the PPL this season. And then I have some other plans for you that we will get to in another video. So, thanks for watching, and until the next time, guys, stay sly.